Ja, was Sie da
You've heard something, haven't you? These were recordings from under our feet. But what is soil?
wir da gehört oder vielleicht besser gesagt,
Who do we hear? My name is Anna Schöpfer. I work at BioVision in the project of Sounding Soil, and I will be your guide during this little trip. As you know, as you've heard, our soils are alive, and are the home to hundreds and thousands of little creatures. We've heard a few now, but the kind of communication signs they exchange amongst each other. And due to this, the animals, the insects, those living creatures can transmit information that are essential to us. Many of us link the soil of dirt with something brown and dirty, but of course soil is very much more. Dirt is very much more for this. It is in charge, responsible for the entire nutritious cycle, absorbing all kind of material lying on the floor, and recycles in a certain way, recycle all it received to prepare it for others. Also, the human being. This is the reason why all our produce can be, must be, should be produced, planted on soil in earth. And the earth, of course, absorbs all kind of systems like CO2, filters the water. In fact, it's a kind of basic element of drinking water, potable water. It is an excellent substance which can memorize, safeguard water, and therefore a healthy soil is capable of absorbing very much water. Apart from that, soil, earth, is the home to billions of organisms living together, shoulder to shoulder, nose to nose. And to represent those, we would like to present to you three of these species. First of all, hi, this is the springtail. Funny name, isn't it? It's the fact that it carries two spring elements under his body, allowing it to jump as far as 30 centimeters away. If this was transferred to a human being, it would be a jump of some 50 meters. Apart from that, springtails are very resistant, very resilient. You find them also everywhere, even in the Arctic. And without this little animal, this insect, we ourselves would simply disappear in the earth because it eats all the leaves and transforms it into very precious humus. Then, of course, another little character is the rainworm or the earthworm. The earthworm is something very efficient animal. They are blind, they are deaf, but use their skin to perceive their environment. But they don't have eyes, they don't have any lungs, but they've got 5 hearts. Let's hope they never fall in love. Rainworms are true survival artists. If you cut off a part of the end, but the intestine is still there, the lost part can grow again in a few days. Of course, you can't cut the animal in two and then the 2 elements would go on surviving alone. That doesn't function. So please never, never, ever cut a worm in 2. Due to their movement in the earth, it creates a series of corridors under our feet, which are very useful again for the soil. The last creature I'd like to present to you is the pseudoscorpion, 1 millimeter large, small. It doesn't really deserve the name of Scorpio. It is not venomous, but uses its two tongues as a dangerous enemy, because it can chase other animals, other insects, and therefore guarantee a healthy soil. They also enjoy hanging themselves as stowaways onto other passengers, onto other creatures under our feet. Without them, they couldn't really move along. So this was a tiny, tiny overview of some of the, as I said, billions of creatures under our feet, crawling under our feet. And 90% of them, 90% of the species, we don't know what they are called, what they do, what they can do, what they should do in this ecosystem. But what we do know is that each organism, you see a few here, are part of the entire field. And this here is a strongly simplified version. It's far more complex than that. But all these organisms, bacteria of course, and
wie eben
mushrooms are also part of this very rich world, who all have an impact, who all have a role in the earth. Don't ask me the number of species that exist and how many are needed for a soil to function properly. We don't know. We don't know. We only realize, and most of the times far too late, how essential, how vital they are to the well-functioning of soil. What we can affirm today, it is that diversity is primary to the resistance, and the system is even far more robust if this diversity is guaranteed under our feet. A diversity which is very much threatened since years, a diversity that we are called upon to preserve, as it really represents the fundament in every sense of the word for our lives. Thank you, Anna Schöpfer, to have presented all those earth dwellers to us. Bioorganic gases are also part of it. I'm sure some of these creatures also crawl there and are confronted with the biogas. So what can we do? Well, now, as the autumn is almost finished, do not remove all the leaves that fell down, because they are essential to rainworms. Let's also keep parts of the soil of the earth covered, complete them with organic material that will also help the earth to survive during the colder period, to protect it. Diversity in the gardens, in our gardens, is also essential. Instead of using only grass, why not try to organize a multi-plant corner which allows all kinds of animals to survive. Don't use any chemicals, don't use any synthetic chemicals, as we all know that by now they can, or they remain in the soil of the earth some 20 years. Thank you. And if one doesn't have a garden, what then? That does happen. Some apartments don't, or some housing don't have it. Even then, possible to do something. Why not select and elect and nominate when elections are due, opting for all kinds of parties and people who are in favor of earth and soil production. Thank you very much. Applause for your presentation, applause for your info.